As the advertisements on TV say that Kasim Reed brought the crime rate down in Atlanta, no, he didn't. It was Chief Turner that brought the crime rate down. Kasim Reed had nothing to do with it.
By targeting neighborhoods where gangs thrive.
That we have an enforcement objective in eradicating and dismantling those gangs in that particular area.
We've seen the lack of respect for law even by the political leaders there.
Some Republicans on the House committee were critical of Atlanta officials because they said they undermined police during protests last summer.
So many people think that there's no consequences for the actions.
But Chief Bryant said some crime data is showing that at least the rise in violent crime has slowed down.
What we're starting to see as it relates to our aggravated assaults numbers, those numbers are starting to come down just a little bit. Our homicide numbers are still very concerning to us.
And Chief Bryant repeated the theory that the pandemic plays a direct role in the rise in violent crime over the last 2 years. And he got some backup from the chief of the State Prosecutors Association. We'll have that side of the story for you coming up on Primetime at
depression than other generations. Nancy Alvarez explains what's causing the generational burnout and some ways to help keep it at bay.
They're tech-savvy, open-minded, political, independent, and narcissistic. But research shows millennials are also burnt out. Longer work hours, stagnant pay, and increasing debt are just some of the reasons for the burnout. One report found the average baby boomer had to work 306 hours at minimum wage to pay for 4 years of college. The average millennial had to work 4,459 hours. And expenses like healthcare add to the financial stress. In 1960, the average annual health insurance cost per person was $146. In 2016, it hit $10,345. That's a 9-fold increase when adjusted for inflation.
It would be great if we just have, friends work.
Signs of burnout may include exhaustion, isolation, irritability, frequent illnesses, and mental health problems. If you're experiencing burnout, try some basic self-care techniques.
Be rescued.
Emergency crews scrambled to rescue people after Hurricane Ida hit parts of the Gulf Coast with high winds and heavy rain.
And what is left of Ida promises to bring lots of rain and storms to North Georgia throughout the day tomorrow. Good evening, and thank you so much for joining us. I'm Tom Haynes.
And I'm Christine Spiro.
Ever forget. In April, I made the decision to end this war. As part of that decision, we set the date of August 31st for American troops to withdraw. The assumption was that more than 300,000 Afghan national security forces that we had trained over the past 2 decades and equipped would be a strong adversary in their civil wars with the Taliban. That assumption that the Afghan government would be able to hold on for a period of time beyond military drawdown turned out not to be accurate. But I still instructed our national security team to prepare for every eventuality, even that one. And that's what we did. So we were ready when the Afghan security forces, after 2 decades of
Bullshit.
for their country,